Right guys, welcome to my video again. Just something very simple for you. This will come in really handy for anybody in a small workshop space. Now, I've been watching a few videos of a few different sort of YouTubers, and they're working in very tight sort of environment, so I thought I'd get in on the act. So here I'm just sketching out a design of what I want. It's nothing fancy, nothing, elaborate or anything like that, but it's sort of like kills three birds with one stone, if that makes sense. It's so versatile. Yeah, I'm sort of happy with the total outcome, which you'll see at the end. Hello. Oh God, I look like some sort of crazy sort of psycho, don't I? So I'm using up some of the plywood I had like left over. I've got this on this project, and I'm going to use some of it on my next project, so look out for that, which will be on Wednesday, which is more of a sort of furniture type build. So I'm just going in with my calipers here just to get the exact measurements. I know this is 19mm ply, but it comes out at something like 18mm, so it's always worth checking. Just going through here now nice and slowly with this. This is just hardwood ply, I think it's proper core. Birch ply prices are just still stupidly high. I can't wait for them prices to come down actually. Whether they will or not, I don't know. But I've got some really good plans if I can get hold of some real good quality birch ply. So I'm just taking my time here through the table saw. I'm not rushing at all. Just making sure everything's nice and safe. Now, I'm making this to sort of fit round my job site saw, which is my table saw there, my DeWalt saw, which is a fantastic saw. And I'm just out a little bit there. You can see there, I'm just out of touch. So that's easy remedied. Now, I was watching a video of a workbench build by Carl Hope Woodcraft. Go over and watch some of his videos. He's from the UK, good maker, and he just gave me an idea. It's not exactly what he did. It was about sort of having something on the left-hand side of my table saw, which is basically a little table, but it can work as an out-feed table. It can work as an in-feed table, and for that precious space on the side, it's just sort of invaluable. And you'll see at the end how I've sort of managed and incorporated it sort of like through 3 levels, if that makes sense to you. So I'm just making sure everything fits properly. So I'm just bracing this up here. There's no rhyme or reason how I'm doing this, just using all the bits of scrap I had lying about. It feels so good to use them bits of scrap wood up. It really, really does. Getting your money's worth out of what you got. Normally these would go on the firewood pile, wouldn't they? But no, I'm going to use them. So going over to the beast now, in the Mitre saw. And this is one of the reasons why what I want to do is I want to use the table saw more and less of the Mitre saw. Nothing against the Mitre saw, it's a fantastic bit of kit, but it's really heavy. So the more I can use the table saw for more of the cuts and stuff like that, and it just reduces me lifting this in and out all the time, the better, because it absolutely is a backbreaker, this thing. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it. I did say on a video, looking around for saws, if one comes up, it's lighter, maybe a 10-inch that's it's got quite a lot lighter than this, I might have a look at it, but I don't want to get rid of this. This saw is it's really good. It's the old school Makita, I think. It's a real good quality piece of kit. And what I did with it is I've always had like good blades on it. I've got a blade guy that's sort of local to us, about a mile away, and they sort of make blades like for industrial machinery and all that kind of stuff. And you just go in and then, they resharpen your blades for you and all that kind of stuff. They're not too expensive neither. I haven't got. If I can find a link to their website, I will do. I'll pop it below. I can't remember the actual name of it. I just go to it. So here I'm just doing a bit of marking out. And what these are for are gonna be, you know, if I ever want to clamp this down, so it's just somewhere where the clamps can fit in. I'm just going overboard here, to be honest with you, but I want it to look good, even though it's a bit of sort of workshop furniture, if that's the right phrase. I want it to look right. So finally, Springer sprung, Springer sprung, Sprunger spring, or whatever it is. And it makes you feel better. It makes you feel better. A bit of sunshine. There she is, shutting the door. She's always cold. I don't know what's up with her. So I'm just making sure I've got all my measurements right here. I'm trying to be as accurate as I can. And one thing I have learned is just take your time over measuring out. I'm guilty of rushing too much, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't work, does it? Rushing, it just doesn't work. So I'm just going through here. I think it's a 20mm force and a bit. Again, just using my bradawl to stop sort of slippage when the drill sort of like when you first go in with it. I think they call it, I don't know what they call it, well, there's a term for it, isn't there, where it wanders. Put in the comments what it is below. I forget the actual term, what it is. So I'm just keeping my hands well away from that. Sometimes these camera angles, they make your hands and stuff look closer than they actually are. And I'm using my new camera sort of set up for this video. So if you think the angles are okay, let me know. If you see anything I can improve on, please let me know. So you don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to be cutting that section out. And I'm just going across here, these sections. I might not have to clamp this down at any stage, but I just thought while I'm doing it, it'll come in handy. You know, the table itself's going to be like really. I want it to be versatile, so I want it to have like 3 or 4 uses. Being in a small workshop, when you're making stuff, you want them to have more than one use if possible. So with this, I've got like probably 3 or 4 uses. I could have made it a lot stronger and had it as maybe as a step as well as a table or something like that. Think along them lines, making it, you know, more than one use. That's a great addition, that table. Now I can clamp stuff at the right height, and it just makes a massive difference, that does. I'll put a link in the description below to that multifunction table I made. But it hasn't half made a big difference. I can notice a difference now. Just getting that out, making sure everything's nice and neat. So I'm just going in again with the jigsaw. I think I need to change the blade on the jigsaw. The blade's getting a bit past it now on this one. If you can recommend any good jigsaw blades, let me know in the comments. I've been using Starrett's, nothing wrong with them. But if there's any more out there that you would recommend, let me know and I'll give them a try on the videos and let you know how they are. I'm just going over a slight chamfer here on all the edges just to break them up, just to protect the edges a little bit, and so you don't, no sharp edges and all that kind of stuff. It's nice and easy. Easy does it. I mean, this is something really you could sort of knock up in less than an hour. I mean, it takes longer, obviously, because I'm doing the filming of the video and doing the editing as I go on and stuff like that. That's why I can get my videos out so quick. But you know, you could easily, if I just weren't filming and was just right at it, this is something you could do in an hour, easy. I'm quite liking that camera angle there, what I've got there. What do you reckon to this camera angle? Don't look at the mess and everything, that's all going to be sorted out once and for all, the mess, but it's the camera angles. As I'm talking to you on these videos, I'm looking at all the camera angles as I'm sort of like narrating the video, just to see how they come out. And, you know, it's a learning curve, isn't it? So I'm just marking out to put some holes in here. There's two separate thicknesses of ply here. I've obviously got the 18-19mm ply, and then I've got like a 12mm ply, what I had a bit of that left over. So there's a combination of the two. So I've just got to be careful where to do this drilling. I've made that mistake in the past. It's just going in. Don't rush this, just take your time with it. It's plywood and it's very sort of like fragile, I'm finding it near the edges. Now quick hand sand over just to get them rough bits off. There's going to be no stain or anything applied to this. I might put a coat of hard wax oil on at some point, but it's going to be beat about, thrown about. It's that kind of thing. So I'm just going to make it nice and strong, glue and screw it. But it's just like you fit some of these little additions to your workshop make so much of a difference. Like, you wouldn't think a basic sort of table can make a massive difference in a small workshop, and that's what this has done. I mean, as I'm doing this edit now and I'm talking to you, I'm way onto me next video, and I've been using this table, and it's proving invaluable, like as an outfeed, and like that sort of space on the left hand side of me. So just going in nice and easy here, just making sure everything's glued up. And I just want to say to the new subscribers, welcome, thanks for subscribing, and I hope you get something out of me videos. And if you've got any comments, please feel free to comment below anything or ask any questions, and if I can't answer it, no doubt some of the other subscribers can. It's all about, look, my channel's all about everybody learning from scratch and beginners. I'm a beginner woodworker myself, hobbyist. I'm not a professional by any way means, and I don't claim to be. I'm just a pure hobbyist, love woodworking, and it's all about learning. So I'm just putting a second bit on here, get it the right way around. And if you're watching the videos and you're not a subscriber, would really appreciate you subscribing. I think the stats are, on me views, 73% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribers. So it would be really helpful if you would subscribe. It just helps my channel grow. More my channel grows, the more we all sort of grow, and I can churn out better quality content. And if there's any makers out there that are watching the video and you want to do some sort of collaboration sort of video, please get in touch somehow. I'll put my Instagram link down below. You can message me on there on my Instagram. So if you want to do some sort of collaboration video where we're all making something and it's all good for the viewers to watch and all learn together, you know, it'd be nice. That'd be really nice, and it's great to get to know people as well. So I'm just simply tacking it with me absolute garbage brad nailer. Somebody in the comments on one of the previous videos has mentioned some nailers and stuff, and I'm going to be taking a look at that because this one is just absolutely pants, no good. I'm going in there with 3 35mm torque screws. Shelley always says I overdo everything. You know, like I don't know about you guys in the States, but like if you sort of look at it in the car world, like the old time Mercedes, they were like built to last. I tried to have that behind everything I make. I want things to last as long as possible. So that's why I just tend to go overboard. Could I make this better? Yeah, of course I could, if I wanted to. But it's a piece of shop furniture. I just want it to be solid and robust. And I'm just going to go over it now with the hand sander again, just to get the sort of bits of fluff off and stuff. And you want to put a mask on here, something just to cover your breathing here with this sort of stage. Look at that, a bit of juggling to boot as well. So I'm just checking here just for height. Now this was for the side of my MFT table. When I was looking at it, I thought I'm not far off that on height as well, so that could be incorporated. So I'm going to raise that by, I think it's about 15mm or something like that, or it was it 15mm? Can't remember. It was something around 15mm. So just to raise that, and it gives me another dimension to my workspace again. So I'll have that side, I'll have the other side. I can use it, I can turn the saw around because it's only lightweight, and use the tables as outfeed tables. Push the saw forward, I can use that table as sort of basically like a bit of an infeed table, because they are small, these saws. Bit of sled action for your ear. I'm going to be doing a project making an all singing, all dancing sled at some point, with some measuring things on and like some clamping system. But to be perfectly honest, if you're a beginner and you want a table sled, just make one of these. It does everything for you. I mean, this one was my first one that I made. It's not brilliant, and I've like wrote all over it like 10 centimeters, 6, you know, where I've been doing various projects. So here's its finished. So now everything is on one level. All that is all one level. So it works really well. I can turn that saw around, and I can use that table there as either an infeed or an outfeed. If I pushed it up to the MFT table, it can be a really good infeed table. I've got space on the left of me there now, use as support for longer pieces of wood, and I'm really happy with that. So from making the table, there's about 3 or 4 different things I can use it for, and I'm quite happy with it. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether what you would maybe have done differently here. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it, to be honest with you. It's going to serve me well, this is. It's about 3 or 4 different things in a small space. If you can make your items, and it serves 3 or 4 purposes. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.